Oh, no. It's basketball time, bracket time. The Warriors are making, their dash to the playoffs, hopefully. And, you get out of bed this morning and you find out a fixture of the San Francisco Giants and just a pillar of the community, Steiny, Renel Brooks, the PA announcer for the San Francisco Giants, after 24 years is no longer there. And I'm just telling you and anybody that will listen, I don't have the skinny. I wasn't in the room. But, Steiny, from afar, I know right and wrong. And right now, the Giants have been striking out when it comes to confidence from a fan base, regardless if that's with acquisitions, getting asses in the seats over at 3rd and King. And it didn't feel that way in 2010. It didn't feel that way through that whole decade. And now here we are with the Gabe Kapler situation. He lost his job after 107 win season, which you thought was magical. But I do know this, being born and raised in the Bay Area, the Giants have been class personified, even when it was the bad times and hard times. So again, I don't know if Renel Brooks-Moon went in asking for the moon, no pun intended, but I don't believe that to be the case, Steiny, especially when you have a relationship over 3 decades and all of a sudden she's gone. I mean, to me, this is a black eye. Some may not even care, but to go to that ballpark, part of the experience is, I know she doesn't play a position, but she's part of the experience. What could have gone wrong for the two parties to be in the room and say, you know what, this will be no big deal. The fan base, which we care about, won't be mad, because you can just look at social media for that. So, Steiny, I thought it was the Giants dropping the ball again, because if I would have heard the great Renel say, you know what, I was tired, Goo and Steiny, I'm time something else, I would get it. But it just reeks of what? Something was off.
Well, maybe that's why they're making a change. But something was off.
But like what?
I don't know. We don't need to know that.
But she was announcing the batters and all that was good. So when you say off,
well, I got to be careful here, because I love Renel. Yeah. She's been doing it for 24 years. I have no idea what happened.
But we do. She's no longer there.
Okay.
So you have maybe that means, and I get what you're saying.
This is really hard for me.
But you can't understand. People are upset. She's part of the Giants and their experience. It might not be yours, but can you just look abroad and say, I could see how somebody, now if Tim Roy were to leave, and I'm not saying
somebody wouldn't know anything that's going on about the situation. And what happened to Renel? Well, she's no longer with the Giants. That sucks. But listen, I met Renel a few times.
Right.
She's a class act. I have no idea why she's not getting into her 25th year.
But does it seem odd?
No. It does not to me.
Well, you're different. It does to a lot of people, because, Steiny, like I said, she's part of the experience and she's part of the Giants. She doesn't play a position. She doesn't affect winning or losing. But at the end of the day,
let me ask you a question.
I think this was another drop ball by the front office of the Giants.
Why? Okay, the Warriors made a switch at PA announcer about 5 years ago. You know who they got rid of?
No.
He was there for about 20 years.
What was his name?
Matt Hurwitz.
Okay.
I don't know why they went in a different direction. They did.
But that name doesn't, and I love Matt. Should have known his name, but I didn't, and I'm not going to front. I don't think his name carries the same weight.
Why not?
Because Matt wasn't doing what I believe Renel's done in the community. I'm going to throw that at you, at the community. You don't have to have a rebuttal, but it's okay. It doesn't, I get you.
No. Let me be clear what I'm saying. I have no idea what happened.
You do. She's no longer
the what if she asked for
employee
100% raise?
Is no longer the PA announcer after 24 years. That's all you need to know. She didn't leave on her own.
You don't know that.
Leave on her own.
What if she gave them an ultimatum that they couldn't come through for?
Well, I'll give you that. But,
that's all I'm saying. Like I can't comment on it. I don't know. I have no idea.
But after 23 years, I don't think there's been many ultimatums. And this is a relationship that you would think a franchise would cherish and try to fix just from the optics of it. and they're throwing the middle finger to the people that care that we don't care. That's how I feel.
That's how you feel.
That's how I feel.
But
we know how you feel. That's
not
fine.
based in fact. You have no idea.
You're cold. You're sinister.
No, you're making an assumption that somebody threw a middle finger at somebody.
Yeah, the organization did it to Renel.
Do you know that?
Yeah, I know she's not in her position, so that's how I know that. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not we would know. Maybe it would be different, Steiny.
Maybe she wanted less of a schedule because she's been around for a while.
Okay, let's just say this.
You can't
let's put
say
on my shoe. What if I'm right? What if she was done wrong?
That's fine.
Okay,
then you guessed right. Okay. But I wouldn't even bring up the idea that somebody gave somebody a middle finger.
Well, I know she's no longer there. And if you read the story, Susan Slusser in the Chronicle, it doesn't reek or sound like she retired, Steiny.
Well, maybe she asked for a raise that they didn't want to give her. Maybe she asked for a different kind of role that they felt uncomfortable. All I'm saying is, yes, she's a fixture, 24 years. I think she was she wasn't the first, but she was one of the first women, African-American, all that stuff. Oh, and yeah, it sucks, I guess, but we have no idea what happened. That's all. That's all. But she had a great run. 888-957-9570 is the number.